Good evening and welcome back to West Ham Irons United, and there goes my light. We are live and there goes my light. Welcome back to West Ham Irons United. I am Anton and this is your West Ham Daily. I think this is our latest West Ham Daily we have done since we started doing them. And that's been a mixture of just life getting in the way, and that's just what happens. So Stell was due to do the daily today. Few other things happened and I've had to come in and take over at the last minute, but that's what we do to bring you some West Ham content, and there's plenty of content we can discuss with you all today. I know Russ did a fantastic quiz show, of course, in light of the Irons food banks. So if you're Irons supporting food banks, so make sure you go and check them out and donate as much as you possibly can to give them a helping hand. And then, you know, it's down to me. He's still late. He is. I don't even know where Still is. I'm only joking. He's just feeling a little bit under the weather today. So it's been left to Anton. Sorry, I'm trying my best not to look at the comments. It's so distracting. And I will come through the comments. Don't you worry. But of course, there's loads of news to discuss today. But before we carry on, I want to just remind you of the Vladimir Sufal top that is actually available to win through our channel sponsors football prizes. I'm going to put the link in the chat just now. What you need to do is actually go across, click that link, and you can purchase a ticket. A ticket costs £4.95 and only 99 tickets can be sold. Last time I checked, 66 had been sold, and there's a good chance you can be entered into the draw to win this top, potentially Hammer of the Year as well. So it'd be really, really cool. I've already purchased one, I believe. I think I have for this one. I may purchase another one actually, because I can see this being a nice piece of kit for the house. And also, if you do live anywhere across the world, this is free shipping, so you don't need to worry about it. So you can enter it no matter where you are across the world. So go and check them out. Of course, our channel sponsors. But loads of news has been coming out of West Ham today. West Ham boss David Moyes will appoint a new assistant coach with current number 2, Alan Irvine. Let me get the image of him. Vacating his role, in news that will probably arrive as a massive blow to David Moyes. Coach Irvine is taking the decision to step aside from his full-time duties as Moyes' right-hand man due to personal reasons. West Ham's London location is understood to be the factor in Irvine's decision, and given his family are based obviously up in Scotland, up north. The 62-year-old, however, will be taking up a consultancy role with West Ham next season. He was Moyes' number 2 at Everton and also during Moyes' first spell at West Ham. And of course, he also stepped up while the boss was suffering from coronavirus and isolating earlier in the season. Moyes and Irvine worked successfully together last season, leading the club to Europa League qualification and a record Premier League points haul. What do you think? Get your comments in below and let me know your thoughts on what I've said so far. He is one of the most respected coaches in British football, and his departure leaves a significant hole in David Moyes' staff. Kevin Nolan, Xavi Valero, let me get the image of these guys up. Paul Nevin and Stuart Pearce are all set to stay on with West Ham and are looking likely earlier this week that they will sign new contracts alongside David Moyes this week. But what we actually understand is that the hole that has been left by Alan Irvine will be filled potentially by former Scotland's international Billy Mckinlay, who is amongst a couple of other contenders for the role. Mckinlay worked under Moyes during his first spell in charge at London Stadium, as you can see here from some images that I'm putting up. But he's also been in the coaching staff at Real Sociedad and Sunderland with Moyes. He's 52 years old and he's worked under Moyes, like I said, during his first spell. And there is supposedly another couple of contenders for the position. He held coaching roles at Fulham, Watford, also, but he's available after leaving his position as Michael O'Neill's assistant at Stoke back in April. So it will be interesting to see what's going to happen. And I think what you've got here is you've got a really strong knit coaching team, and you've a close knit coaching team that, you know, through their career followed each other. A few of these guys, you know, there seems to be that willingness to to stick together. They all obviously work similar. They all understand how the coaching role goes. And of course, when Moyes took the coronavirus symptoms in isolation, Alan Irvine stepped in alongside, all the other guys in the backroom staff, and they knew how to run the sessions. They knew what team to select. They've obviously got a similar way of thinking. I do think it's a massive hole for West Ham, but do I think West Ham can cope with this decision? Absolutely, because I think that what we've got is a full-blown unity. Not, everything we've been saying all season is about the squad unity, but we've got a coaching system unity, a managing unity, and, it's a gap I do believe we can fill. I think the other coaches there have got so much to add to the equation. So I do think it's going to be a big decision for who West Ham are going to bring in, but it is looking likely it's going to be Billy Mckinlay, especially the fact he's been under the West Ham radar before. Let me come in and have a look and see who's in the chat. I've got a few more things I want to discuss with you today. Reese, 2-1 odds that Stell's going to be late for his own funeral. Yes, mate. 100%. You know him so well. I think some reason this has jumped from the comments. Shame Steve Wright off this week on Radio 2. Anthony Jones, if we can even be a later 10, even better, and my dogs will be happy. Well, there you go, mate. We passed your test. Clive Trevelling, evening. Hope you're well. Stu Squanch, are these transfer confirmations or our youngins? Well, I'm going to talk to you about Afolayan in a second. Happy Hammerette, hope you're well. Father Snowman, thank you very much for joining us. You're all talking to each other. Caden, nice to see you. Jamie, good to see you. A late one and a few beers, Stuart K. Good man. Wish I was joining you, but I've run out of beer, so I need to get some more. And you're back in the room. Well, hopefully I'll have some new location soon. Keep your eyes out for it. We'll see what's happening. Everyone's in the house tonight, evening all. Hope you're well. Stell's not, like I've said. Can't believe we let Afolayan go. I'll talk about that in a minute. Lee, hope you're well. Reese, yep, you're all there. Congratulations, by the way, Anton. Thank you very much, Reese. Thank you. Evening all from South Australia, 6:46 a.m. on a Friday morning. Stuart K, come on, you irons. Anton. Neil, hope you're well. Thank you for joining us as well. Mark Davis, morning, everyone from Brisbane. Thought the night with Anton. Daniela, thank you for joining us. Clive, evening, Anton. I hope there's nothing too drastic with Stellis. He will be fine, don't worry. Mark Thomas, have you ordered the caravan yet? No, I've not, mate. No, I have not. Don't bother entering. No, do enter. Still won't win it because he never puts his hand in his pocket and purchases anything. Hi, Anton. How are you? I am good, Gary. Thank you for joining us. Shame about Irvine. Good luck to him from Freshfielder. Absolutely. But, sometimes when personal issues take over Freshfielder, you've just got to go with the family and that's it. Vinay. Irvine, West Ham most successful manager. 2 games, 2 wins, 7 goals and none conceded. My word. Wow. I wanted everyone in the backroom staff to remain. Yeah, but, especially when it's personal reasons, you can't fault the guy. He's got to go and do what he needs to do. But I do think we've got such a good coaching staff. I think we've got people there that can step in to the equation. And Moyes has worked with Billy Mckinlay before. I think Moyes is going to bring someone in that's going to come and upset the cattle mark. So, you've got to put the faith in what he's doing and who he brings in. Good evening all. Hope you're all well. He's 62. It may not be a bad thing. Have to stay positive. Yes, I do as well, Anton. Hi, everyone. Quattro, thank you very much. Hope you're well. Sounds like we might not be getting Lingard. Well, I'm going to talk about that very briefly in a minute. Oh, God, there's some random comments in here. Is that caravan that's falling apart? Football from Brownie. Did you ever think that if you saved up all your belly button fluff, then you could have had enough to stuff a teddy bear or 2? Yeah, okay. I'm not too sure what you're talking about, Brownie. But let's talk about other news that came out today of the club, which is Bolton Wanderers made an early statement in the intent in the transfer market by snapping up West Ham winger Dapo Afolayan on a 3-year deal. And this is him in his Bolton top. The 23-year-old proved a big hit on loan from West Ham last season, scoring on the final day against Crawley to help Ian Evans' side cement a top 3 spot and promotion to League One. He played 21 games in all, and his arrival coincided with Bolton's rapid rise up the table from February onwards, and he now becomes the club's first official signing of the summer. He was signed by West Ham from non-league Solihull Moors and loaned out initially to Oldham Athletic and then Mansfield Town. And last season, he was playing for the Hammers under-23s team when Moyes called him in to the senior squad just 24 hours later for an FA Cup game against Doncaster Rovers. Afolayan repaid his faith and scored on his full debut in a 4-0 win. The winger played for West Ham under-21s in the Papa John's Trophy, but wanted regular football and had an option of several League One and Two club sides in the January window. He picked Bolton after a good discussion with the manager about his role in the team and the style of football that they would be playing. And after making a debut off the bench in a home draw with Morecambe, he barely looked back. He finished the season with gleaming statistics, which showed he carried the ball more than any other player in League Two. So farewell to Afolayan, and after seeing him play against Doncaster, I genuinely thought like there was maybe something there, something was going to be interested to do, but he was coming to the end of his contract, and I think there was always talk that he really was looking for first team football immediately, and I kind of appreciate that from young players. You can't, if they're not going to be given a chance, some players are willing to fight it out and stick, and give it a shot and try and break through to the team, but maybe this guy's got his head screwed on and realised, what, I want to be playing first team football right now, because if I'm going to make it at the top level, I need to be playing now to show people what I'm capable of doing. And he went to Bolton and he did that. And now it's a case of making the step up because they got promoted last season as well. So it is a shame that he's gone. I am disappointed that he's gone. But, let's be realistic. How would he have fared and how would he have stepped into the side, especially now we've got Europa League. Apparently David Moyes has got money to spend and he's going to be bringing players in. At what point would Afolayan had a chance at West Ham? That's the key question. What do you think? I'll jump into some of the comments as well and see what everyone else is saying. Neil from Down Under, I wonder if Irvine's new role will be like a director of football without the title so it doesn't upset Sullivan. It's true, but he has taken on an advisor's role, but we'll see. I'm not going to fall for it, so I'm not going to read it. Hope you're well. Afolayan is 24 in September. He needs to move, and I completely agree with you. Mark, hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Yep, really cool. All talking to each other. Let's just see if I can find this here. Why did we let him, Afolayan, go? What's wrong with us using youngsters? Think he's going to be amazing in the future and we will regret this, in my opinion. I see your point, Happy Hammer. I really do. But I don't think we saw enough of him individually. I think there are going to be other players that will make the step up next season. I do believe we will have a couple of players that we'll see a bit more frequent considering the amount of games we've got to go. I think we'll see those players maybe coming from the defensive area in West Ham. I do believe West Ham will go into the market and purchase a defender, but I think we've got enough in our ranks to see maybe Baptiste or Alessi step up to the plate next season. When it comes to Afolayan and it comes to, God, you've got loads of players there, and Odubiku, who we've only seen once against Manchester United for I don't know, 30 minutes or so. I think if you're going to give a player a chance, it's got to be Odubiku. So if Odubiku then is the next player in there, where does Afolayan fit in? Our midfield is rammed, and we're probably going to be bringing in more players and bringing in squad depth. And I get it, but it's a bit like the difference, I suppose, between Diangana and Afolayan is we've not saw enough of Afolayan, but we could, in theory, state we saw enough in Diangana because I think he had over 20 games for West Ham in the Premier League. Did he set it alight? No. Did he set the Championship alight? Yes. So I got the sale of Diangana. I understand this sale because we've not saw a huge amount about Afolayan, but we'll see. Andrew Fielding, do you think Dawson would have scored as many goals for Watford this season as he did for West Ham? Hypothetically, no, but well, yeah, I get the point. But he does get forward and he's got a great goal scoring record, to be honest, Andrew. I think before he came to West Ham, I think he had 16 Premier League goals. So it'll be interesting to see. Anthony Jones, who was the last manager who was prepared to properly give youngsters a chance? Possibly the last was Harry Redknapp. You could say, in theory, Sam Allardyce, because he threw 11 of those players under the bus in the FA Cup against Nottingham Forest. I think we got beat by Nottingham Forest, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, in the FA Cup. And he put 11 youth players out. So you could say him, but it's not the right one. Listen, do I believe Moyes will give youth a chance? Absolutely. Was he just going to play out Odubiku and put him on the park? Would things have changed? We never know. But look what we've done this season. So can we really fault the manager? Clive Trevelyan, I've read Lingard's tweets, and to me, it sounds like he's pushing for a move to the London Stadium. It's funny that you say that, mate, because I am kind of on your wavelength with it. So what I'm going to do, I never actually got the image of it, but I'm going to bring up Jesse Lingard's tweet and what he actually said today in a statement that he put out on his Twitter and on his Instagram. So he said the following: "What a way to end the season. Reaching our goal with this incredible group of lads feels amazing. We pushed hard and never gave up. I feel so lucky to have been able to come into such a welcoming environment. Everyone connected with the club has shown me just how special this club is. So thank you to the gaffer who had belief in bringing me here. Thank you to all the staff that made it so easy for me to settle and embedded into the club so quickly. Thank you to the coaches who helped me find my true self back on the pitch. Thank you to the fans who supported me from the second I arrived. It was amazing being able to play in front of you on the last day. And thank you to a special group of lads, as well as making some new lifelong friends. Training and playing with you all has been one of my highlights of my career. Whatever the future holds," key words here, whatever the future holds, West Ham will hold a special place in my heart. My God, I want to cry when I read things like that. I don't know why. It's just the West Ham emotion taking over. What do you take from that? I don't take that that's him saying goodbye. So that's why I don't want to dig in too deep on the story today, because I don't think we can turn around and say Lingard's saying goodbye. He's being massively respectful. He's got to say something because a lot of players are saying something. And in theory, he's not done anything wrong by saying the comment. He's been so respectful to everyone connected at West Ham for relighting his career and giving him that opportunity. And if things haven't been done and dealt with, and especially with the Euros coming up, it's over to West Ham and Man United to go and get that deal done. If he wants to come to the club, which I do think he does, or he's open to, we need to go and get that deal done ASAP. I don't read that whatsoever and take from it that he definitely wants to leave. I don't read that and say that he definitely wants to stay. I just think that's a professional comment from a guy that we can't read too much into. So I kind of agree with you, Clive, if I'm being brutally honest. Foshizi, I think Afolayan wasn't good enough, to be honest. He's 23 years old, unfortunately. Doncaster Rovers, what can we say? What I saw of him, I thought he looked quite decent. I thought he made some nice runs. He found some good spaces. He took his goal really well. Is that enough to judge him on? Probably not. Would we like to see a bit more of him? Probably yes. Were we going to see more of him? Probably not. Has he done the right thing? Probably yes. Let me see what else. Next season's cup games will really give under 23s more game time, and that's there's going to be so much more game time for these youth players. However, I think there was a decision between Afolayan to go, do I want to be playing 6 League Cup games or playing upwards of 30 plus games for Bolton Wanderers, who are a highly respected football club, English football club. So I get it. I completely get it. Jumped the comments, so apologies for that. I think Jamal Baptiste will smash it next season. Watch this space. I smash it. I mean, Reese, I think you're probably meaning that smash it in terms of will he play a lot of games? Do I think he'll get into double figures of games between him and Alessi or Alessi? I think quite possibly they might. And I think it's time for them, one of them or two of them both to step up. Do I think it's going to be a partnership of the two of them? No. But I do think that they've got the capability to do it. And in particular, I'm a massive fan of Alessi. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see. Fresh fielder, his contract was up. What else could we do? Well, I said it earlier on, and I think it's the right decision for him. I think it is definitely the right decision for him. Maybe Thierry Neves is a better prospect. We signed the young lad from Reading. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know a huge amount about him. I've seen a couple of videos of him, and he does look like a decent talent, but he's not made the step up. So maybe it's a good opportunity for him to come into the 23s next season. So we'll see. Anthony Jones, why do we send youngsters to distant lands like Bolton? Surely it's better to send youngsters to Charlton, Orient, Southend, Colchester, Gillingham. There's something to be said. I mean, you're talking about, and I get it, but you're talking about a club like Bolton, who one of the first ever clubs to form in England, and I've been there, done that in the Premier League, and well, I mean, it's worked for him. It's totally worked for him because he's got promoted and he's been one of the highlighted players for the 23 games that he played. So yeah, I kind of get it. Daniela Stewart, if you do not make the Premier League side by 24, you're not going to do so. So you need to step down. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Was it Big Fat Summer Bilic that played Reece Oxford? It was Bilic, and now Reece Oxford is it Germany? And he's pretty much weekly getting man of the match performances. He's looking pretty decent. Balam, hello, just joined. Thanks for you guys for doing these lives. No worries, mate. Glenn Marshall and Neves is younger, 23, 24, so he should have broken into our team. Yeah, I mean, he's a talent. We'll see what's happening. West Ham signing up younger talent from other clubs isn't a bad thing if they don't make it. But if we sign that player for an undisclosed fee and it's a low fee and we sell on for a profit, I don't mind that. Or if we unearth a talent, I don't mind that. I get it. I completely get the concept by doing it. I really do. We don't need youngsters. We are getting Giroud. I seen the link. I seen it. We've always been linked to Giroud. And a lot of people are slagging off the link to Giroud, but he still does a job. I don't know what else you can say. Reese, thanks, Sean. I thought it was 2-0 versus Arsenal in the game of the season. I seen that the Bournemouth let Jack Wilshere go. Can I purchase the Lanzini shirt, please, Antonio? Well, Happy Emirates, we're actually going to do a giveaway for this top. That's why it's there. We were going to do it in the last game of the season, but we just ran out of time. And if you didn't know, we had David Cross, Psycho, and Frank McAvenny on our show. And I just never had time to do the giveaway. So we're going to give this away thanks to our official partners at Umbro, whom I'm delighted to announce tonight have agreed to partner with us again for next season. So when the new tops come out, we'll be able to give you some giveaways for the new strips, and throughout the whole season, we'll do the same. So it's pretty cool. Mark Thomas, Lingard's statement really shouldn't be taken as a final, as a goodbye. His loan is up. That's it. Completely agree with you, mate. I completely agree with you. Andrew Fielding, I think it was Moyes who bought Rooney through, so he does give the youth a chance. I think he does, and I think he will next season. To be honest, Anton, the time you get up in the morning to come to games is amazing. Total respect, dude. What a season end of. Absolutely, mate. And do you know what, Stuart? Like, I don't say it to get, like, I genuinely don't say, like, oh, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to come to a game. Like, to me, it's the way I've lived in Scotland, and I'm fortunate, I know I'm West Ham because my dad's from East London, so he brought me up to be that way, and we had family there, so it was nothing to me to go down there. So I don't do it, and I don't ever turn around and go, well, I'm the best West Ham fan because I've travelled the furthest. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I just love my club, and I'll travel within reason, money, and all that sort of stuff in life, to go to the game. So thank you for the credit. Balam, Afolayan is a good young player, but a shame he had to go. I think West Ham could have kept him. He did it good at Bolton last season. I don't know, mate. I just think, like, if you've not made it, and someone made the point earlier on, by that age, and you've been at the club for so long, it may not be your time. And if he doesn't want to stay, what's the point in keeping him? And I genuinely think Afolayan didn't want to stay at West Ham, and that's probably one of the key elements of why he's gone. Fresh fielder, Lingard has to stay to say all the right things. I see nothing in those messages. Completely agree with you, Fresh fielder. Lingard will be back. His stars aligns at West Ham. No good future at Man United. Absolutely, mate. Completely agree with you, mate. Completely agree with you. Just jumping comments again, Gareth Thomas. I said the same. Of course, Jess will say what he said. JL is 100% a West Ham player next season. Thanks. Well, fingers crossed, mate. I really hope he does. Do you know how many times I've stood there trying to get his shirt after a game? P Gads, JL will get the shaft, and we'll get some Italian trade. Lanzini's shirt, no hands on. What's wrong with this top? Daniela Stewart, Reese, Ian Wright, and I think Kevin Keane came on at a late age. Yeah, they did actually. Ian Wright did. He started his career really like through Crystal Palace, and then obviously went through. Apparently, Benteke had the crossed hammers on a pitch from training. Not sure what that means though. Mark, I seen that. I seen it last night, and I went on to Benteke's Instagram, and he did post it when he was in training, and he's got a little kind of emoji of the hammers crossed. I don't know what to read into that. I don't know. I mean, I've seen people who aren't West Ham connections putting up that emoji before. So I don't know if that emoji has a meaning to people, like working hard or whatever. Benteke is a link. And I'm telling you right now, people are going to rip me to shreds for even remotely saying it. I've not done enough homework on him in terms of his age. But I think under the right manager, he fits exactly what Moyes is potentially looking for. He covers ground. He works hard. He's a big target man. He's got Premier League experience. He's struggling, but in the past hasn't. That is a Moyes signing down to a T. Not saying it, just putting it out there. I'm not sure of him name, but Lewis, the centre midfielder, a West Ham Academy boy, is somebody I would like to see him part of the first team. He's younger, could be the next Mark Noble for future. Oh, I don't know who you're talking about. Gary Rutter, can I see Arnie back at Hammers? Yes. People go on about the age, but you can't, you're not, every single team that's got an average age of whatever, some of them, they've got to have experience in there as well. Moyes likes him. Noble likes him. Maybe some of the fans don't like him, but I can see it happening. But then again, Giroud, I'm saying here Giroud, Benteke, Arnautovic, we don't know what Moyes is going to do and get over the line. Do I think it's a bullshit rumour? No. Do I think it's a possibility? Yeah. Andy Pepper, we need to go and get all transfer business done as soon as possible. The longer you leave it, the more the prices go up. So we need to get Lingard now if he wants to come. I completely agree with you. I am concerned about players that are going to the Euros, though, because I think there's an element of managers that are willing to sit and wait and hope that they come unscathed. It's a risk. West Ham have got a history of injury players, but I think I do believe that Alex Crowell, I think we might go out and actually bring him in. And I think if we go and get him early doors, then it's a no-brainer. Foshizi, oh sorry Hammer, I won a St. Lanzini shirt on my Hammers 11 and donated it back. I didn't know you then. Fo, this is the top that was on my Hammers 11 that we donated and you donated back, and we're trying to get it out there. So we'll do another competition. Daniela Stewart, sometimes it's about getting younger players out of the London bubble. Absolutely. Football with Brownie. If I was Lingard, I'd go back to United and run down the final year of my contract, then leave in a free agent. Then, well, no, I wouldn't do that because that's just completely pointless, in my opinion. Lingard's too good to sit on the bench and run down his final contract, and that won't happen anyway. It absolutely won't happen. Father Snowman, Haksabanovic sold today for $5 million. We had to get 20% sell on, made $1 million for the club. Do you know, I didn't even see that. So cool point. I'll put that in and maybe we can talk about that tomorrow. Yannick, if you could bring two youngsters that have been sold, who would it be? Mine would be Reece Oxford and Grady Diangana. I wouldn't bring Grady Diangana back, if I'm being brutally honest with you. Reece Oxford was a massive disappointment for me, but I still think there was something in him, and I think he's performing well in Germany. So yeah, I kind of agree with that one. And that's a good question. Let me have a think about it, and I'll come back to you. Hopefully, if I remember to come back to you, I will. Ballum, great to have Umbro for next season. Also, well done, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, they're cool. They've been with us for 3 or 4 years. We don't actually push them as much as we should, so we will do from now on. Don't worry about that. Let me see with the comments. West Ham v Slavia Prague friendly must happen. I've not heard anything about it. I know the Czech minister was talking about it, and you've probably seen Still talk about it. West Ham are going to be playing Celtic in a pre-season friendly in Scotland. Don't know if fans will be allowed in, because up in Scotland we've got quite a strict, we're not in a lot, we've got relaxed lockdown, but we don't have as many fans in stadiums as what people do in England. I'm just hoping they do. I've got some connections to some people, so I'm working hard to see if I can try and get in. I do also know where they're staying and where they're training, so hopefully we're bringing some nice content on the lead up to that through the summer. And that is the cool thing, I'm going to be bringing you that content live at the training ground in Scotland when they're going to be training. So please keep it up. Ballum, didn't know you were travelling from 5 a.m, bro. Nice work and all. I'm from South London and a family in East London, Upton Park. Yeah, that's exactly what it's great, mate. Good on you. Glenn Marshall, the show for the Southampton game was class. A joy to watch. 2 class legends. Cheers for the content, Irons United. Glenn, thank you very much for joining us, mate. It was a good fun to do as well. Really enjoyable. It makes it more, I know I couldn't get to the game, and it just made it a little bit more, and just not being there, and it kind of lightened up my day a little bit with it. Watching West Ham lightens up my day anyway. Well, when we're winning, not when we're losing. So absolutely. Oh god, my light's just going absolutely mental today. Sorry, apologies for that. I'm going to see what I can do. I'll just put it there just now. Has Moyes signed a new contract yet? Wasn't there a rumour about Celtic going for him and West Ham going for the Porto boss? I've seen some crazy rumour about it. Moyes isn't leaving West Ham. He's going to sign a new contract. I think he said it at the end of his statement at the end of the Southampton game. It's looked likely that it'll be I think it's going to be a 2-year deal. So yeah, good on him. Joel led. To be fair, if my local club was Kilmarnock and also elsewhere for the football thrills, I never had a choice in the matter, Joe. my dad was West Ham from London, moved up to Scotland. I had no choice, mate. I've got pictures of me as a 2-year-old wearing West Ham stuff. So I had literally had no choice. Benteke, please no to Benteke from Fo. Gary saying no to Benteke. You're all talking about some Scottish football. I posted the Benteke in the Discord and got ripped to shreds. Benteke is 30. Daniela Stewart, look, Harry was lucky to get 4 more youngsters coming through at the same time. It's very rare. Only Man United has had the same in around 30 years. Alfie Lewis, that's the player. Well done, Fo. Good shout. Mark Alexander, Benteke goes against everything we've been promised. Please, no. But if we bring in more youth players, you know, if you think about the 3 potential players we've just discussed there, Giroud, Arnautovic and Benteke, all 3 of them go against what we've been promised. Do 2 out of those 3 add value? You know, I could question whether or not the 3 of them add value. I think they possibly can. And it's, you know, something on the Benteke as well, Mark, is when you think about West Ham against Crystal Palace earlier this season, in the first half in particular, Benteke tore our defence to shreds. Absolutely to shreds. I think Moyes might fancy Benteke. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised. Gareth Thomas, go all out for Danny Ings. Saints is a selling club. He would transform West Ham. My biggest concern about Danny Ings is, and I think this is a very typical West Ham thing to happen. Yes, he would, but he'd come to West Ham and get injured because he's got an injury record, but he's been lucky at Southampton. And I just fear that we would spend a fortune and he wouldn't be lucky at West Ham and he would get an injury. So we'll see. We'll see. P. Gads, I'd rather get Welbeck. Glenn Marshall, Benteke could be a useful signing. Big and strong, has found his shooting boots. We have a lot of games next season. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Fresh fielder, Kip Kral's agent thinks some business will get done before Euros. I seen that and I think he might. Go and check our video out yesterday. I done a really in-depth look at Kral. Really like the looks of him. Trini Hammer, Moyes is going to surprise us all and not saying any of these big names who are all of a sudden being linked with us. Well, this is the point of our transfer shows. You know, we admit that we don't play on being an ITK, but what we try and do is look at the player, their history, their stats, and will they fit the Moyes mould. I've not done one on Giroud. I've not done one on Benteke. Obviously, Alf did a show on Arnautovic, but when you try and add it all up, I think Benteke is the player that could potentially fit into the system that he's looking for. You might not like it, you might not want him, but if Moyes wants him, we have to back him. If I recall correctly, Lingard hasn't really struggled with injuries in the past from Clive. No, absolutely not. Any news and commentary in the Ireland squad? Not yet. I've not seen anything all. Even in all, catching us late. Thank you, Scott. Anthony Jones, Ings supports Southampton, so unlikely to West Ham, but I would like Ward-Prowse. Yeah, I think Ward-Prowse would be an absolutely thing. Great signing, but I just don't see how it would happen. I think we all agree, Anton, the 3-3 against Spurs game of the season. Laugh out loud. Oh my God, there's so many comments. It was supposed to be a quick... My wife's going to go mental. No, I'm only joking. Neil T, so we could potentially have front three of Benteke, Giroud and Arnie next year. We won't sign all 3. Come on, we know we won't sign them all 3 next year. But put one of those players in beside Antonio and a marquee striker signing, and you're telling me you wouldn't fear anyone looking at that opposition, a Giroud, Antonio, and a young, prolific-ish goal scorer up top, and just do the same with the other players. I think it's a good shout, to be honest. I really do. Foshizi, thoughts on Alfie Lewis being in the first team? I don't see it, Ballum. I really don't. Guy Rutter, all these names are being linked with. We should just take it with a pinch of salt. Absolutely, mate. Dylan, what position do you think we need to buy most? Goalkeeper. Oh, you're asking me most? Striker, then? Striker, it has to be a striker. However, I think we need a goalkeeper. I think we need a central defender. I think I've stated we've always needed a central defender. We need cover for Declan Rice and Tommy Soucek, and we need a minimum of 2 strikers, in my opinion. Daniela Stewart, problem with getting Lingard done quickly is Man United are extremely slow getting their transfer business done according to their fans. Yeah, absolutely. Anthony Jones, agree. I would like Welbeck on a free in the summer. Neil T, he will come in the second half to liven things up. Reese, Mark Window agreed. Until they sign have been sold, they don't believe. I completely agree with you, Mark. Ballum is decent. I think he's Kieran Apaya Forson. He's really good centre midfielder. Prospect, absolutely. He looks like the real deal. Happy Amaret, you got one of Stell's cats in the cupboard with your hands on. Like I said, please bear with me, but hopefully there'll be a new location soon. 3-year deal, Moyes is signing. Yeah, it's between 2 and 3, to be honest. Glenn, I thought David Cross was going to join the Irish United watch. So did I, mate. So did I. Until still not deleted the show, but pressed the end broadcast. That's what he did. He ended the broadcast mid cycle, saying thanks very much. It's just the media bringing out all these names just to get people interested. 3-year deal for Moyes from the grapevine. I mean, come on, Fo. It's the worst kept secret, isn't it, really? Moyes did say himself he's signing a new contract as well. Stu, it's okay, Anton. Still's not here, so no need to stress you. Bonafide. I'd have Benteke over Snake Arnautovic and Giroud every single time. I see Benteke, I really do. Mark Alexander, Anton, Benteke, Giroud, Arnie. I don't want any of them, sorry. Balam, Benteke is on a free. Isn't too bad. Is he on a free? I'm not too sure. Is he? I could do a little bit of search just now, but then I wouldn't do the show. Ings is a sick. No, my concern is that's what would happen if he did come to West Ham. Really would rather I have a younger striker. I think we will go out for a younger striker, to be honest. You said that, yeah. I've got that one as well. Oh, my word. So many comments. Reese, if we brought Benteke in a rotation and not on high wages, I don't see the issue. We're not paying out a transfer fee. I genuinely see it, mate. I genuinely see it. Hit the like button, Lee. Thank you very much. We are massive. Clive Trevelling, do you think Werner would be more prolific if he had our midfield behind him rather than Chelsea's, who are more selfish, in my opinion? You need to ask Still that, because Still's a massive Chelsea fan. Just imagine if Benteke was our only summer striker signing. I don't think it will be, mate. I think we are going to be looking for 2 strikers. If Moyes has a war chest of £70+ million, he's going to, in my opinion, he'll sign 2 strikers. He'll sign someone for a decent fee and someone maybe for a lesser fee. Someone who's maybe experienced in the Premier League as well. And I can potentially see it being Benteke. I'm just going to see if anyone else is saying anything in here. Prefer Arnie than Giroud or Benteke personally. But my only thing I'm going to say to you is have a think about Moyes and this type of player he can sign and he can reignite their careers. He looks at players like that, and that's why I think Benteke is a shout. I really do. 4 championship players incoming. Don't believe the hype. Wait, listen, they're quality full. Benteke is on our free. His contract just expired at Palace. There you go. That's it. You know, no fee. Belgium international, played at the highest level, has found the shooting boots as of late. Has got a fantastic, previous record when he was at Aston Villa. Done all right at Liverpool. Average at Crystal Palace. Perfect signing for David Moyes. Danny Jackson, I'm more excited about Arnie possibly coming back than I've been for any other transfer would be linked with. I think you're going to be one of not so many. Haksabanovic signed for Ruben Kazan today. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on. 20% sell-on fee. Jeremy, Palace supporters continually moan about Benteke, but we've got Moyes. Add Moyes to the equation. That's what changes things, in my opinion. But we don't know. We know Benteke scored more recently, but I've seen him in a good few times, and he does miss some chances. Yeah, but has he got the same midfield, or has he got David Moyes as his coach? I don't want to always keep saying it, but it's true. He's got a history of turning players' careers around. I thought we were building a young and hungry side, Red Bull model being touted and promised, but we are. And I'm not saying this show's not even about Benteke, but I think we are. And I think that, with 50+ games going to play next year, we're going to need all hands on deck. And I can see it, to be honest with you. Arnie and Welbeck, the best free transfer strikers for us, possibly. Giroud, for me, Arnie is a prima donna snake. Benteke smashed it at Villa every season. Benteke is a worse example of Haller. I think Benteke would be a class signing if he only plays rotational. He's on cheap wages. Listen, what's this here? Daniela Stewart, Anton, are you and the guys doing England-Scotland chat on the Euros? Yes, the answer to that question is yes, we will be. Daniela, what defeats the purpose is I don't support Scotland, I actually support England. So that make it a little bit interesting, but I've got a couple of Scottish people lined up who are willing to come on, so we'll do that as well. Benteke is like a powerhouse like Antonio, to be honest. Anton Stewart K, I love this chat. The West Ham family and always be right. Absolutely, mate. Benteke is simply a no from me, from Patrick. Listen, thank you very much for joining us. That's the West Ham Daily rounded up. We got a video in before the end of the day, like we promised. Tomorrow we'll bring you either a daily or a transfer show. Keep an eye on the channel. But the feeling I'm going to have is it could be a transfer show and it could be on Benteke. So leave it with us and we'll see what we're going to do. We'll let you know in enough time. when we get the show out. We'll give you minimum half an hour's notice of when the show will come out as well. Listen, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment onto the channel, and hit the thumbs up. My name's Anton. This is West Ham United. Take it easy.